And ever since that point, we've gone on to generate millions of dollars online and transform thousands of different lives.
We rich from anywhere, baby.
Every single business breakthrough that I've ever had in my life didn't start with tactics, strategy, or anything like that. It actually started with a new belief. Today, I'm going to share with you how Dr. Joe Dispenza's teaching, combined with really good marketing, can literally rewire your brain and rewire your business for success. Now, if you're someone who's ever felt stuck in your business, or maybe you feel like your business has plateaued and isn't leveling up the way you want to, or you're just someone who desires more out of your business, this video is going to show you how to shift your mindset and shift your marketing so that you can create a brand new reality for yourself. Now, if you don't know who Dr. Joe Dispenza is, he's a world-renowned teacher, author, and neuroscientist whose work has literally transformed thousands and thousands of lives worldwide. His work shows us how our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can rewire our brain and create a brand new reality for ourselves. And today I want to show you how those principles apply directly to entrepreneurship and how these principles have changed my life. I first discovered the teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza maybe 7-8 years ago or so. And I was so impacted by those teachings that I went to a live event that he had in Orlando, Florida, and rewired my brain for 5 straight days. And ever since that point, we've gone on to generate millions of dollars online and transform thousands of different lives. So I can tell you firsthand that the things that I'm going to go over today can truly change your life and level up your business. We help entrepreneurs grow and market themselves through our marketing mentorship company called Rich From Anywhere. And we do focus on a lot of tactics, a lot of Facebook ads, a lot of landing page optimization, automations, AI, a lot of different things that can level up your business. But I'm here to tell you right now, success is only about 10% skill set and tactics and 90% mindset. If you can get your mindset the right way, you can achieve all of the things that you desire. So this is going to be a really powerful video. So I want you to pay attention until the end. And also, I'll drop some links down below if you're interested in learning more about what it is that we do and how we can work together. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 concepts that can transform your life and your business. Number 1, your personality creates your personal reality. Believe it or not, a lot of entrepreneurs are unconsciously identifying themselves with limiting beliefs. Marketing is too expensive. Clients are too hard to find. I'm not making enough money in my business. I'm not good at sales. These beliefs form your identity as well as your business identity. And all your business is doing is mirroring that exact thing back to you. And one of the biggest problems I see with entrepreneurs is their inability to disable their doubt and amplify their ambition. God has blessed us with this really cool thing called perspective. And he gives us 2 different lenses to look through in life. On one side, you have the lens of lack or doubt. And when you look at life through this lens, the only thing that you're able to identify with is lack. I'm not good at sales. My business isn't making enough money. This client is annoying me. I don't know how I'm gonna get through to this client. Marketing is too expensive. That's the only thing that someone who is focused through the lack lens or the doubt lens sees. However, on the flip side, entrepreneurs that are able to focus on amplifying their ambition, they're able to look at things through the abundance lens or the ambition lens. And when they look at life through this lens, they're focused on all the positive aspects of life. Oh, I'm gonna crush it today. We didn't hit our goals this month, but it still was a really good month. We're making money, we're blessed, life is good. Clients are everywhere. They're identifying with all of the positive aspects of life. And when you start going through life in that manner, a whole lot of things will change for you. The deals that you wanna land are gonna start coming through. The sales that you wanna make in your business are gonna start happening. The opportunities that are all around us are going to start appearing to you simply because you're focused on the opportunity. Now, let me ask you, out of those two lenses, which lens do you want to start focusing on? I'm going to choose the ambition lens. I want you to start thinking differently. Clients are everywhere. Start saying that to yourself. Marketing creates opportunity. Say that to yourself. There's enough money for me and everyone else on this earth to live a life of happiness. I want you to start saying that to yourself. And these are not affirmations. These are actually decisions that you're making, because when you decide on something, it turns into a belief. And when you start doing this, you're going to start being more confident about running your ads. You're going to post more content. You're going to start being more of a go-getter. Concept number 2, elevated emotion plus a clear intention equals business growth. Think about this. People that struggle in general are taking action, but not taking action wholeheartedly. For instance, you might be an entrepreneur that has thought about creating Facebook ads and you decide to run them. But when you ran them, you didn't actually have the confidence when you ran them. You thought to yourself, well, what if this ad doesn't work? What am I going to do? Or maybe you had doubt about the product that you were promoting. You might have said to yourself, well, what if I don't get the sales I want? What if people don't like this product? What if my business deal goes south? And when you do that, it's causing a disconnect. And what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches is that your energy has to align with your future desired outcome in order for it to come about. But when your energy is focused on lack, but you have this future desired outcome that's monumental and you want all this success, it doesn't quite align and it actually clashes. Think about this. Instead of doing a live training and being stressed out and worried that the training isn't going to convert and that you're not going to get the sales you want and that no one's going to show up, imagine feeling the elevated emotion of having hundreds of people on the webinar, generating millions of dollars in sales, having nothing but happy clients coming to your door, willing and ready to pay you for your product or service. The game changes when you start to think this way. Here's an activity that I do anytime we do a live training of any kind. I have everyone in the room do this. And this is something that has worked for me for years, so I want to share it with you. First thing I want you to do is identify what your goal is. How much money do you want to make in your business per month? And I want you to write it down. All right, now that you've written down that goal, I want you to sit for 2 minutes and I want you to imagine the feeling of achieving that goal right now. What would it feel like? Are you happy? Are you grateful? Who can you help? What will that do for your family? I want you to sit in that emotion. That's what we call an elevated emotion. You now start to feel it, because here's the thing. When it comes to bringing forth the life that you want to live, it's all about the feeling. And that's why sometimes affirmations by themselves don't hit, right? You could say, I am great, I am amazing, I am the best thing in the world. You can say all those things, but if you don't feel it, then it doesn't matter and it's not gonna work. So the key to this is having that elevated emotion and feeling it as if it's happening right now. I started doing this, and I'm telling you, anytime that I do this for a consistent amount of time, it could be days, it could be weeks. We're closing more deals and we're making more money in our business. This is a strategy that you have to implement. Number 3 is breaking the habit of being your old self. Believe it or not, once we hit the age of around 30 or so, the habits that we've had over the course of our life tend to stick with us. Now, those habits, hopefully they're good, but a lot of times they are not good, and those things stick with us even if we don't think that they are. Think about yourself in your business right now. Do you procrastinate on deadlines? Do you underprice your products or services? Do you have doubts about the offers and the things that you're putting out into the marketplace? If you do, a lot of that comes from the fact that you've been undervaluing yourself your entire life. But that there is the old business self. What we want to do is break that habit so that you can become the new version of you. Think about your new business self as a successful entrepreneur who is decisive, who is confident, who is bold in their offers. Now, here's a trick that you can do to start breaking the habit of being your old self. First thing I want you to do is get out a sheet of paper, and I want you to think about the doubts that you have. I want you to think about the things that might give you anxiety or might make you nervous, and I want you to write them down. Once you've done that, actually what I want you to do is circle those and put lie next to them, because those aren't the truth. Those are not the real you. And now that you've identified what those negative patterns are and negative thoughts are, as you go through your day, as these feelings start to come up, I want you to identify that feeling, and I want you to shut that feeling down and say to yourself, nope, that's not true. And what this begins to do is it begins to rewire and train your brain into not having those thoughts anymore. Now, it takes about 17 seconds for a thought in your brain to begin the process of taking some shape into a reality. So if you can stop that thought from maturing and shut it down immediately, it's going to save you a lot of bad feelings that you have inside of you, which will ultimately rewire your brain, which will ultimately break the habit of you being your negative self. I use this practice a lot, and I can tell you right now that this is one of the biggest shifts that I had for myself in my business personally. Because if you can identify your negative thoughts and shut them down before it starts to manifest into something crazy, you've already won the day. Because now when you're looking at those negative thoughts, look at it from a place of being the new you. Look at it from a higher seat. Look at it from an elevated version of yourself. So here's a quick little way that you could tie this in. Instead of thinking to yourself, oh, nobody's gonna buy my high ticket product, shift the words and say, the right people are going to buy my high ticket product. We have to start telling ourselves the stories that we want to hear. Number 4, become greater than your environment, body, and time. You have to overcome these 3 things. And let me give you a breakdown of what this means. Think about your environment. Inside of your environment, you might have people around you that are negative, that gossip all day, that might downplay your growth. And here's the thing, it could be family members, could be friends, could be close friends. If you are around an environment of people that are not serving you and are not elevating you and amping you up and pushing you to be greater, you got to change your environment. Because here's the thing, if you're around an environment of people that have a very low expectation of you, you're going to fall to those standards every single time. But if you are around an environment of people that elevate you and have a very high standard of you, you're going to rise to those standards every single time. And it's very important to get around that, right? So for those of y'all that do want that and want to be around an environment of go-getters and people that are going to elevate you and have a very high expectation of you, there's going to be some links below for you to apply to work with us and join our program. We have amazing results. We have a really good community. Okay, now let's get into the body. Now with the body, this is in association with the feelings that you have. Are you someone that gets nervous when you're about to sell a high ticket item and ask someone for money? Are you someone that gets anxiety just thinking about your live training you have to do next week? If that's you, and please do not be ashamed if that's you, I used to get very nervous when pitching $50,000 offers and things like that, but now I'm not. Here's a really good exercise that you can start doing in order to get past that, all right? It's called box breathing. So before your call or before your training, or if you're just feeling like anxious about something, we do box breathing. So what you're gonna do is you're going to inhale for a certain amount of seconds. Let's just say 4 seconds, right? You're gonna pause and you're gonna stop breathing for 4 seconds. Then you're gonna exhale for 4 seconds. Then you're gonna pause or stop breathing for 4 seconds. Then you're gonna inhale for 4 seconds. And you're gonna go through that same process repeatedly. And what this does is it calms down the nervous system. A lot of times when I'm meditating or visualizing, I do my box breathing because it gets me into a state of mind that is relaxed and ready to receive all of my abundance. So anytime that you're feeling doubt or anxiety, or you feel your heart rate rising, do box breathing and that'll help a lot. And when it comes to being greater than time, essentially what that means is you want to overcome time being something that actually weighs on you. You want to own your time and not let time own you. For instance, you may feel stuck in the past. You might have a scarring memory from the past. Maybe it was, oh, I launched Facebook ads before and I lost a lot of money. Facebook ads don't work. I hate them. I despise them. I'm done with marketing. That's a feeling from the past that now anytime you want to amplify your marketing, you think about. But there's been studies that I've been reading about the brain and memories. Did you know that within the first 2 to 3 hours of recollecting a memory, the brain has the ability to change the feeling associated with that memory. So if you have these negative feelings or negative memories towards ads or marketing or promoting your business in any way, think about that negative memory and change the thought process behind it. For instance, if you took a bad loss with Facebook ads, right? Instead of thinking of that as a loss, start to change the feeling of that experience to a learning experience. There's no such thing as an L, as I like to say, a loss, right? There's no such thing as a loss. These are all learning experiences within business. So anytime that something so-called negative happens to you, consider it as a learning experience on your path to greatness. And when you change the feeling around that from a super traumatic experience to it being a learning experience, now all you're doing is chalking it up to being part of the process. And if you're someone who's more concerned about the future, and you say to yourself, oh, what if this training I'm doing flops? Or what if this product release I'm doing flops, right? Start changing the way that you think about that. You're thinking on the wrong side of what if. You're thinking, what if insert negative feeling or negative outcome. So you want to start thinking on the right side of what if. What if this webinar does really well? What if I make $20,000 on this webinar? What if my business does millions of dollars this year? What if I get on the cover of Forbes magazine for my effort and my work? Once you start thinking on the right side of what if, that's when the game changes for you. And number 5, you want to recondition your identity. Now, the way that I do this is through some of the techniques that I've talked about before, but also through visualization. Now, visualization to some might be like a woo-woo thing that doesn't work, but there's actual studies that prove otherwise. There's actual studies that show that when you're visualizing an action compared to you actually doing an action, the same areas of the brain light up. There's been studies done where they had certain subjects practice playing the piano and then certain subjects visualizing playing the piano. And the outcomes of both of them were very similar. And when you can really tap into your mind power, your business starts moving in a better direction. So for you, I want you to start visualizing closing deals. I want you to start visualizing your clients having success. This is one thing that I do. I'll visualize my students having success and us getting rave reviews, and it happens. So I have a family full of girls and I have 2 young daughters. One of my daughters is 6 years old. One of my daughters is 2 years old. And one thing that I learn about them on a daily basis is their limitless beliefs. They believe that they can do anything. They haven't been told no enough for them to not think that they can't do something. They believe they can do anything. Sky is the limit for them, right? But as we grow older as adults, that unlimited belief starts to become limited based on different environmental conditions. But if we could just start thinking more like a child and start being more limitless, start daydreaming again about our goals, a lot will change for our business. So what I want you to do is become more of a child at heart. Start thinking of all of your goals and visualizing your goals on a daily basis, because this is one of the things that sets the foundation for you to be more successful in life and in your business. I want you to spend some time thinking about your future self. How are you marketing? How are you showing up? What type of products or services are you selling? How much money are you generating a year? Start visualizing these things now. And the key to visualization is not just thinking about it, but also having that feeling inside as well that you've already accomplished that. So I hope this has been something that's been helpful for you all. Entrepreneurship is not just about tactics. Tactics, again, is about 10% of this. Once you start getting the mindset down, that's about 90% of it right there. And when you combine Dr. Joe Dispenza's way of rewiring your brain and combine that with our marketing tactics, everything in your business is now possible, y'all. All right. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you do, go ahead and feel free to give us a subscribe. If you're someone who wants to elevate your business and start using these principles coupled with some marketing strategy, go ahead and click the link below. There's a link to apply to work with us as well. With that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Y'all be blessed. Peace and love.